Hi guys! Welcome to my second week review for one book in July. I am going to be sweating profusely. I'm really sorry, but it is really hot and I had to turn off the air in order to film this, or else all you would hear would be like the What do I think? What have I been up to? Let's see. Let's open up and see where we left off. So let's start at the beginning. The beginning is, of course, my monthly. And here we are working all the things. We are keeping on track of all of the craft classes that my kids are taking for the summer and where I need to be. There's a lot of black going on because those are things that get rescheduled because life happens. Anyways, so that's ongoing. My schedule for this month with YouTube and Instagram, that's working nicely. So where we left off last week was, well, I'm doing the bullet journal notes, and then we've got that Phobo spread. I got new watercolors for my sister and her husband as a little thank you, and I love them, so I did a little swatch. Some of these paintings are for my 100-day project, which is now over, and some of these are from other things that I participated in. Like this was Alive with Documented Journey. This was my last 100-day project. This is a mesh of a James Burke swatch doll and wildflowers that I saw out at the farm. This page, I painted the background afterwards because I did this beach sunset with Documented Journey, and then I just used the leftover colors for like a little bit of background and just journaling and some precious pictures of that weekend. Here are the notes for this week. This is part 2 of the book. Let's flip on down here and take a look at that index. We've got part 2 is the system. We're going to talk about rapid logging, topics, and I can't say this word, pagination. Bullets, tasks, events, notes, signifiers, and custom bullets, collections, daily log, monthly log, future log, index, migration, the letter, and setup. If you are a bullet journaler of, yesteryear, then you know what these things mean. If not, I am not here to explain it. Get the book, watch the video. What I am going to talk about is I've heard about rapid logging before. I don't use it very much. I went from simple, I don't even know what my method has been thus far. I just don't. I don't, mostly because I don't use dailies in the normal sense of dailies. I use my monthly, and my monthly has the one place where I need to be at the time I need to be. And then I use my future log, which is, the yearly view. I use my index always, even though I use it and I keep up with it, but I don't find myself using it afterwards. But I still like the idea of keeping everything organized in that way. Monthly log I use all the time. Daily log, not very much. I guess my daily log, if anything, that Phobo week's layout is the closest I get to the daily log as it should exist. I use signifiers. I don't have any custom bullets really because I just use, that dark circle, the round one for events, the dash for notes, which I don't, that's the one I use the least, is the dash. I also do migration every week or every month, depending on what's going on there. Okay, so in retrospect, if I would have known I would have been reading the book and following along in the system, then I would have probably read it the month before starting one book in July, because obviously my book is already set up, my month is already set up, and I can't change the way it's all set up already. And there are some things that I would have wanted to try. Some things that caught my eye, about the system. It said, as you evolve, so will the function and structure of your buju or your bullet journal. Nobody knows that more than I do. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I am going to link in cards the evolution video of my bullet journal. We started out one way and we totally look very different. Art, I did doodle in my first journal. It was kind of to fill in the blank spaces here and there. And then the cuter they got, the more they took over and the more I wanted to do it. I did drawing challenges, doodle challenges, and then at one point color exploded and it was just, I mean, now it's just, you know, everywhere. So evolution is real. Topics and pagination. I don't know how to say that word. I am really sorry. And I'm gonna leave this embarrassing moment right here. There was a part where in the book there's a lot of talk about, does this add real value to my life? For example, the TV tracker was put in there. I am a person that watches a lot of TV. No, it does not bring any value to my life to watch TV, one. To keep track of the shows that I've watched, two. However, does it make me happy in the moment? Absolutely. Does it make me happy to sit down to watch TV every night, flip through the page, and see what episode I'm on? Absolutely. So, does it bring value? No. Does it make me happy? Hell yeah. So I'm gonna keep it because it makes me happy. I'm sure there are plenty of other trackers out there that could add real value to my life, like where I spend my time during the day. Could I be more productive here and there and, you know, everywhere? Absolutely. I figured out that my monthly wasn't helping me in terms of productivity with my YouTube schedule. So it wasn't a super long time ago that I started doing the monthly schedules for my YouTube and my social media to keep track of when I was posting Instagram, YouTube, and on Patreon. And so, you know, functionality and priorities and all that stuff. But that doesn't mean that I stopped doing my TV tracker. It makes me happy. Some people track the books they read. If I read more, I would track those too. For right now, I've been on Goodreads for God knows how long. Bullets I use, tasks I use. I love all the, you know, the dark circle, the X for when it's complete. Nothing makes me happier than Xing something out. Migrating forward I use. I don't usually schedule back because if I need to do that, then I just fill in that particular thing in the future log, and at the beginning of the month, then I move everything over to my new month. So the schedule arrow going that way is not something I use. The strike is something I use, but I don't just strike it like with a one thin line. No, I like to go in, I like to black it out. It does not exist anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's gone. I don't even want to remember what you were because it's unnecessary and it's gone. It doesn't need to be there anymore. Okay, so events, experience related. Love it, use it all the time. Yes, I like this part where it said, like, our memories are unreliable. Absolutely. I don't care what I ate 2 weeks ago. I don't need to write that in my journal, but I do like capturing memories, especially because I have 2 little girls who say cute things. Notes, facts, ideas, thoughts, engage your mind by distilling the essential. I like that. I don't read a whole lot. I don't watch TED Talks. I'm not all fancy smancy. Like, I like zoning out to a show and getting lost in the fantasy of the show. I don't watch the news, but I don't like knowing too much of what's going on in the world because, number one, it affects me negatively, and at the same time, it doesn't affect me because it's not in my backyard. I even stopped visiting like Facebook groups of moms in my town. I don't need that kind of gossip in my life. I just don't. All right, so signifiers, custom bullets, priority. I use the asterisks from time to time. I will use the exclamation point for something that's inspirational or that needs attention right away. And yes, I do number all of my pages. I will not put titles at the top of my pages though. I don't like that. It reminds me too much of like back in school. Okay, collections. I love a collection. I have tons of them, and I've done them for swatches. I've done them for TV trackers. I've done them for specific months. I've done them for random lists of books. Anywho, love a collection. They are interchangeable, reusable, customizable. I like that. Then I had never heard this term before. A portfolio of collections is a stack. Core collections, daily log, monthly log, future log, and index. Check, 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 check. We're good. Daily log. This is the one I don't do, and this is the one I'm willing to give it a try. However, the book talks about doing it, giving yourself as much space, so don't pre-do them, which is hard because we are planners, which means that we like to do things in advance. Don't give yourself, and I've struggled with this because I used to do this. I used to pre-plan my month to the extent of how many pages I would allow myself to use, how many spaces I gave myself per day. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm kind of going with the flow. I'm trying to learn how to do that. The way this daily log happens is whenever your day ends, you start the next day, and da-da-da-da-da. I watched Carrie's video and she says her brain doesn't handle that well because then you've got several days. I can handle it when it's journaling my way, because it's just like, you know, my random writing. It doesn't need it to be in any order, and also because I break it down with so much color and doodles. Now, if I had something that meant that I needed to keep track of all of these bullets and signifiers, then I think that I would be like Harry and want to start on a fresh page every day. However, I know me, so if I were ever to do this daily log, I would probably be in like a nano or like a field notes, a pocket size, something that's tiny, because there is just no way I need 5x7 on a daily basis. I mean, I could, because I could decorate it, but the amount of actual to do would be teeny tiny. And I mentioned this in the previous video, that because I rely so heavily on my monthly, and that has always worked for me for a really long time, it feels silly to repeat what I have to do and break it down on a daily page when I'm just wanting to write my feelings down. So yeah, daily log, I don't know. Maybe I would try it in a different format, in a different size journal. Maybe that would be a thing to consider. Date it, put the page number on it, rapid log all day as you go. People are constantly looking at me going like, why do you need to? The day is happening, which means that my bullet journal is around me constantly. My journal is always with me, regardless of whether I need it or not. I'm at the movie theater and it's in my lap, because now it's just like a comfort thing. Like, God forbid life happens and it's not with me. Oh my God. It's more than a to-do list. Absolutely. I mean, everything is in this book. I capture my responsibilities, my things to do, my monthly, and then I document my experiences, which is all the journaling and of course the doodling. If I run into a specific artist that I like their style and I want to replicate it, I want to learn from them, I'm going to do that. If somebody's going to hop on and do a live and they're going to give me a tutorial on a watercolor or on a drawing, I'm going to join and I'm going to document that experience right here. Then there was a tiny little quote that was, if our lives are oceans, then our days are waves, some big, some small. Your buju is the shore, and it will be carved by both. True story. Love it. Hand lettered it because I needed to get some practice in. Monthly log is your bird's eye view, calendar and all that stuff. Future log, that's the yearly view for me, and everything is it's a queue ready, eagerly waiting for its month to arrive. This is for sure. Index, love it. Sub collections dedicated to the index, different classes. Threading was another word that I did not know, that I had not heard of, and this is especially important now that I have so many volumes. This is currently book 5 that I'm in right now, which means that I could potentially thread like part of the index from volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, and reference those in this journal so that I know which book to look into if I needed to like put the trackers all together in sequence. So now I would know which page of the first book where the tracker is, which is really helpful. And I had not heard of this. I did not know about this because I have an issue come September. This is my hot topic of the week. The TV tracker is a problem come September because all the new shows start. So I start the tracker in September and it runs through May of the next year. I don't like continuing calendar years in the same book. I like a fresh new book every, January 1st, which means that I still have to reference the old book in order to get to that tracker. And this is still happening even through the summer because let's be realistic. I watch a lot of TV and there's no way I can finish it all during real time. Plus I watch everything on Hulu and Netflix because I'm more of a binge watcher than I am a real time watcher. I don't even have cable. As of right now, I am still watching stuff from September of last year, which means that I have to keep going into volume number 4 to check off what I'm watching, which sometimes is an issue. It's a silly issue, but it's my issue. So with threading, I would be able to start the new book with an index number referring to previous books numbers. And that's fun. That's fun because I could, it just kind of carries all the volumes together in a big old index happy feel. It made me happy to learn a new term that would actually apply to me. That's what it was. Let's leave it at that. I like this thought. For every yes, you're also saying no to something else. So if I say yes to watching 3 hours of TV a day, I am saying no, most likely, to some kind of productivity. Although I am a multitasker, so I like to watch TV with 3 other screens facing me. That's another issue for another day, for another video, please. Or comment if you're the same. Well, I've got the phone, I've got the iPad because I'm drawing, I've got the computer just in case I need to upload something, whatever, and the TV. First world problems. Last, migration, which helps focus time and energy on what you really matters. This happens to me all the time. I make a plan at the beginning of the month. Things don't work out, things don't happen, so they either get that strike or they get pushed over to the next month. I don't love doing it. It has to happen because there are certain things that do need to get done eventually, but I start planning for them early on and then I procrastinate and I do them last minute. That's really what it should be called. Migration, the procrastinator's best friend. And that's what it is. Or sometimes they just become irrelevant, and then you just don't have to do them, and then, or you change your mind, figure something else out, whatever it is. That is it. And then it ends with, do what works for you. And that's what we're all here for, to do what works for you and to share what is working for me so you can get some ideas and, go hard on your situation. So that was my week in review. So thank you so much for being here, for watching, for tuning in. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Oh my goodness, I don't know where you guys came from, but thank you so much for being here and for enjoying my videos and commenting and liking and doing all the things. Visit me on Instagram. Leave me comments because I love those. And yeah, see you next week, guys. Bye. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Don't miss a thing. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. But I'm a whole new lady nowadays. What is this? Maybe if I took a class, which I'd really like to do, but it would probably be an art class. Down the rabbit hole we go.